Years ago, WACF commissioned a hotspot study. 99 areas identified as hotspots upstream of our lakes in the watershed. And these are areas that need remediation. 29 of them are considered critical. And they're scattered all over the watershed. So our quandary was, oh my gosh, we need to do something. It's not cheap to do those things, but where do you start? Ecosystems, I should say. Ecosystems Connections Institute is the company that has experience actually doing this very work. They've done work.
So once the wind study got started, we had to clarify some main objectives. All the data that we collect, we're running it through different statistical packages and trying to feather out and get to that idea that was saying target one, in particular, one watershed to start in and where they can get the most bang for their buck on best management practices. Another thing that we do, these are just some side objectives that we are completing that are not the main. So here's a lake map of Wawasee. Here's the main flow paths. So we have 6 gauges located around. The water quality target in the state, a suggested target is 0.076 milligrams per liter. And that is what this orange line represents. You can see every single site, and this is pretty common just about everywhere. It's very hard to get below that 0.076 milligrams per liter. Shows that this is the mean of those nearly 3,000 samples. Now we're looking at an individual site, which happens to be Martin Creek again, and we're looking at soluble phosphorus and total phosphorus, both in this graph. Soluble phosphorus is in the blue, the total phosphorus is in the orange there. And another key one that a lot of places are looking at is the nitrate and nitrite combination. It is not as important to algal growth, it's still very important, but there tends to be a lot of it already in the lake, and that's not limiting what's growing the algae, is that total phosphorus. But in terms of like the hypoxic zone in the Gulf of Mexico, if you've heard of it, this is what drives the hypoxic zone in the Gulf of Mexico, is nitrogen. The water quality target, again, this isn't drinking water, this is the water quality standard suggested by the state, IDEM, is 1.6 milligrams per liter. And that's that orange line again. So fair amount of your sites do tend to be below, so you can see a lot of the nitrogen is either absorbed in the plants within the lake or is being released back to the air through denitrification process. This fall we'll be putting together an annual report where we'll do significant amount of statistics, trying to tease out, as I said, individual sites, not hoping, but trying to see if there's one site in particular they can start focusing on that Dillon Creek or Turkey Creek inflow, whichever one it may be, tends to be the driver of most of the nutrients coming in. So once we have that load data, we're going to be able to really start narrowing down some issues.